The US dollar isn't just money. It's power. It's influence. It's an invisible leash wrapped around the world. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. The dollar didn't become king because of free markets or fair competition. It didn't simply win. It was designed to rule. To understand how that happened, we need to go back to the ruins of the Second World War. It's 1944. Europe is broken, factories are destroyed, currencies are worthless. Meanwhile, the United States stands almost untouched. That's when Washington invites the world to a quiet town in New Hampshire called Bretton Woods. 44 countries send their delegates, all desperate for stability. The deal sounds reasonable. The dollar will be tied to gold, $35 for 1 ounce. Other currencies will be tied to the dollar. And America promises that anyone holding dollars can exchange them for gold. Simple. Elegant. Trustworthy. For years it works. The US holds most of the world's gold. Its economy is booming. The dollar feels solid. Real. Safe. But by the 1960s, the illusion starts to crack. America is fighting a war in Vietnam. At the same time, it's funding massive social programs at home. The bills pile up. Instead of raising taxes, Washington does something easier. It prints money. Lots of it. Those dollars spread across the world. And some countries start asking an uncomfortable question. If these dollars are really worth gold, can we have the gold? France, led by Charles de Gaulle, is the first to knock on the door. Others follow. Gold starts flowing out of US vaults. Fast. Then, in August 1971, President Richard Nixon goes on television and changes the rules of the game. He calls it temporary, but history knows better. The US stops converting dollars into gold. Overnight, the dollar becomes just paper. No gold. No anchor. Just faith. For a brief moment, the entire global financial system wobbles. If the dollar isn't backed by gold anymore, why should anyone trust it? And then, oil enters the story. In 1973, the Middle East erupts. After the Yom Kippur War, Arab oil producers cut supplies to the West. Prices explode. Gas stations in the US run dry. Europe panics. Factories slow. Lights flicker. The world suddenly remembers something fundamental. Oil isn't just a commodity. It's the lifeblood of modern civilization. And Washington sees its chance. If gold can no longer back the dollar, maybe oil can. Quietly, away from cameras and voters, US officials begin talks with Saudi Arabia, the world's biggest oil producer. The deal they reach in 1974 is simple and world-changing. Saudi Arabia will sell its oil only in US dollars. No matter who the buyer is, they must pay in dollars. In return, the US will protect the Saudi royal family, sell them weapons, and guarantee their security. But there's one more condition. The most important one. All those oil dollars, those petrodollars, must come back to the United States. They will be invested in US Treasury bonds, American banks, and Wall Street. No public debate. No vote. Just a handshake between elites. And it works beautifully. Soon, every major oil exporter follows the same rule. If a country wants oil, and every country does, it must first get dollars. Even governments that hate Washington are forced to hold its currency just to keep their economies alive. The dollar no longer needs gold. It has oil. And oil never stops flowing. Petrodollars flood back into the US financial system. Wall Street becomes the heart of the world's money circulation. America can borrow endlessly. Deficits grow. Wars are financed. And the bill? It's quietly shared with the rest of the world. When US interest rates rise, other countries suffer. When the dollar tightens, debt explodes elsewhere. Latin America learns this the hard way in the 1980s. One by one, nations collapse under debts they can't repay. A lost decade follows. This isn't bad luck. It's how the system works. Those who control the currency control the rules. And when someone tries to escape those rules, the response is rarely gentle. Iraq switches to euros, then comes the invasion. Libya talks about a gold-backed African currency, then comes the bombs. Iran challenges the system and lives under sanctions. Official reasons are always different. Weapons, democracy, security. But the pattern never changes. Challenge the dollar, and you challenge power itself. For decades, the petrodollar feels untouchable, invisible, eternal. But history doesn't respect empires. Today, cracks are forming. China buys oil in yuan. Russia trades outside the dollar. Even Saudi Arabia hints at alternatives. These moves don't kill the dollar overnight, but they weaken its foundation. And when foundations weaken, everything above them becomes unstable. This isn't just about geopolitics. It's about your life, your savings, your rent, your fuel prices. Decisions made in Washington can raise mortgage payments in Berlin or Buenos Aires. Because money is never neutral. It's political. Always has been. The petrodollar was built quietly, in rooms most people will never see. And for half a century it shaped the world. But nothing lasts forever. Monetary empires rise. Then they fall. The gold standard fell. The petrodollar will too, eventually. And when it does, it won't be polite or slow. It will be sudden, messy, unforgiving. That's why understanding money matters. If you believe the dollar will rule forever, history suggests you're already late. History doesn't repeat itself. But it rhymes. And the petrodollar's rhyme is simple. Secret deals create powerful empires, but fragile ones. They look unbreakable, until they aren't. If this story changed how you see money, stay curious. History hides the answers. You just have to know where to look.